What's going on, everybody? Adam and Tim here to bring you this week's fishing report. We've got a bunch of stuff going on. We are right on the cusp of spring, so we will get into it in just a second. I do want to remind you guys that we are drawing for our Gun Bash raffle on March 1st, so make sure you get your tickets before then if you want to win a gun. We are also going to be having our big spring kickoff sale on the 7th and 8th of March, so we hope to see all of you guys there. So let's get right into this report. We'll start off with Rockfish. Tomorrow, guys, is going to be your last day to fish a lot of the rivers. Your Patuxent, your Chop Tank, all your spawning rivers, they're going to be closed for the entire month of March, which means a lot of our fishing is going to be confined to the main stem of the bay. You're going to want to go out there with jigs this time of year for sure. Paddle tail with a jig head. This is the 7-inch diesel minnow in bubblegum pink, kind of a sneaky color. Angler's exclusive right here. You can also throw like a straight tail jig like that. Metals will work as well. The bite windows are kind of small right now. The fish are biting and people are catching them, but the bite windows are kind of small right now. For those bite windows to extend to be a little bit longer, we're going to want that water temp to kind of hit 40 degrees. We're in like the mid to upper 30s right now. But if we keep getting, beautiful days like we have today, beautiful sunny days, it will be any day now. As far as reports for actual rockfish go, most of the catching right now is being done in some of those spawning rivers. When we see you guys next Friday, we'll give you a little bit of an update on what's going on in the main stem of the bay. But if you want to go out and try around some of your artificial reefs, look for channel edges. Definitely want to try and find bait. That's going to be key. Where there's bait, there's fish. So as far as some other stuff that we've got going on in like your tidal rivers and creeks, we've definitely got pickerel bite picking up. You want to tell us a little bit about that, Timmy?
Yeah, for sure. As that water starts to heat up, the pickerel bite will also heat up with it. You can keep it simple with pickerel. I just like a 3-inch profile, 3 to 4 inch plastics. Here, these are the Z-Man Minnow Z's and Slam Shady. Pair them up with like an 1/8 to a 1/4 ounce jig head, depending on the water you're fishing. One thing you can do is look for south facing and like east facing shorelines this time of year. Just heats up a little bit faster. And muddy bottoms too will attract that heat. Oftentimes if we get a nice warm sunny day, they're going to push up on those shallow flats where they can kind of bask in the sun and heat up a little bit and feed. So that bite should be getting good pretty soon. And you can also employ like a variety of spinner baits, jerk baits. They're really not always that picky. You just got to present the bait right to them.
Yeah, and I've heard of that pickerel bite starting to pick up a little bit in the Magothy and the Severn, as well as your Eastern Shore mill ponds. Honestly, most of the reports of big pickerel I've been hearing have been coming from your Eastern Shore mill ponds right now. So that's something great we've got going on. The other thing that's going to pick up as it warms up is going to be your largemouth bass in your local neighborhood ponds, in the upper reaches of your tidal rivers and creeks. You could definitely go check out the Pocomoke on the Eastern Shore. There's a pretty good largemouth fishery there as well. You can, if you're over there on the Eastern Shore, you can stop at those mill ponds. Then over here on the west side, I would say like any of your local ponds in your neighborhood, definitely the time to start fishing. And also check those reservoirs up by Baltimore. As those bass are getting a little more fired up, you can definitely throw a Ned rig. You can catch bass on a Ned rig any time of year. So if you just don't care about size and you just want to go out there and whale on a bunch of bass, throw a Ned rig. Got this little Z-Man Ned rig with the heads right there. Green pumpkin is a tried and true color. You're going to want to cast that out. Let it sit for a little bit. Give it a couple hops. Let it sit for a little bit. But it's really hard to go wrong with a Ned rig any time of year, especially right now when the water is a little bit colder. As far as some other stuff going on, I'm sure you guys want to hear about yellow perch. That run should be starting any day now. I know you've been doing a little bit of yellow perch fishing, Tim. You want to tell us about it?
Well, so far I've been unsuccessful in my yellow perch attempts, but it should be any time now. The water, due to the snow melt and a lot of rain we've been having, a lot of the smaller creeks are really high right now, and the water's really muddy and nasty, and it's hard to fish. But as it heats up and cleans up a little bit, it should get good any day. And for that, just throw some small plastics. If you want live bait, minnows work great, night crawlers will work, grass shrimp are primo when you can get your hands on them. But usually when the bite's good, you can do pretty well on like small 1.5 to 3 inch plastics like these Bustums here on a tandem rig. We tie these here in store along with a few other varieties of perch rigs. Yeah, just get out there, try to fish some of those like smaller creeks on the Eastern Shore coming off the rivers. and look for that bite to start improving here in the coming weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really any day now for those yellow perch. As far as some other stuff, I know we've been talking about it, but DNR is still stocking trout. So if you guys want to go out there and get your fair share of trout, check out their website. They lay it out really nicely for you, tell you where they've stocked trout, how many, what day they stocked them, and you can go out there, catch them on power bait. But if you want to fish a little more active, tiny little meps is really, really hard to beat for trout. Everyone and their mother is going to be out there throwing power bait. If you want to do something a little different, a little more active, go out there, throw meps, get it in front of a trout's face, and you should come home with your limit if you're fishing in the right spots. As far as some other stuff, catfish is definitely going on right now. I've heard of a pretty good bite in the chop tank. What else have you been hearing, Tim?
Yeah, just if you're trying to catch blue cats this time of year, just try to find some deeper holes, kind of near the mouths of rivers, or up if you can find some good creek bends and whatnot. And for that, just keep it simple with a piece of dead bait on the bottom. This is a high-low rig we tie in store with circle hooks. You can use this. You can use a fish finder rig. But yeah, just get out there. Fresh bunker works great. Spot works great. You're not too picky. You just got to be in the right spot. And you can use your sonar, of course, to locate those schools of blue catfish and get on top of them before you start fishing.
Yeah, and if you're not on a boat and you wanted to fish for blue cats from shore, there's a whole bunch of places you can go and do that. King's Landing on the Patuxent, that's a really great spot where you can catch a whole bunch of catfish this time of year and really all year. You should be able to finagle a couple catfish off of Mattapeak or Roman Coke if you're going there. And then really just anywhere where there's public access to somewhat deep water and moving water, you want a little bit of current, I would say go try your luck for catfish over there. But as far as this week's fishing report goes, that is about it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.